there's this particular question that has sort of been in my mind about sort of your spiritual intelligence or your spiritual quotient. I know this particular method helps us to really enhance and improve our emotional intelligence. And I'm sort of just quite curious, on your personal experience in regard to your spirituality. And when I say spirituality, it's got nothing to do with sort of religion, but it's the happiness index, so to speak. Because I've recently attended a workshop together with Leonard Jacobson, who is a spiritual master on sort of being in the present moment. And essentially, the FasterEFT technique or eutaptics technique is very much, you know, in line with that general concept, because we are most of the time sort of sucked out of the present moment into our stories. And the tapping technique essentially, or the diffraction techniques that you're teaching, help us to sort of get out of our stories and truly be present in the moment, because everything in the present moment is real. And because you've been doing so much tapping on yourselves, and all these are, I think, to you are just stories. So what is your like spiritual experience in that particular regard?
Okay, my spirituality. What is spirituality? That's the real question, isn't it? Of course, if you don't know my background, I come from Christianity, which is, if you're not a Christian, you know where you're going. That's the old system. What is true spirituality, really? And my honest opinion about spirituality is truly emotional intelligence. Spirituality is being at peace within yourself. And of course, when you're not at peace within yourself, what creates the conflict or the non-spirituality, which, by the way, everything is spiritual anyway. If you're in your past, that's a spiritual experience. When you're being traumatized, that's a spiritual experience. It's not what you call the best spiritual experience, but what is true spirituality? Or what is enlightenment, maybe? Everything's spiritual, which spiritual just means emotional. So my spirituality, how I see it, is actually being in your now. If I were to say the essence of our soul is that creative peace that manifests our misery. Our creative peace, that creative soulness, creates our joy. We are all divine beings, and we're all manifesting from that source. So the question is, for me, I said, which feels best? And having a foundation saying, what is real is now. And when you're right here now, that is a distortion as well, even though you think you're now here. But that noticing of the now is also a trance. So we're always in a hypnosis. We're always in a trance. We're always shifting. So having a set of ground rules, such as being in yourself. A lot of people, they do project on me and they think I sit around and think a lot. I don't. It's pretty quiet in there. There's not a whole lot going on. Except when I am focusing and questioning and saying, what is the real problem? Or I'm being entertained by your story. So for me, my spiritual walk, if I say spirituality, is just being right here. Being mindful of what happens inside my head. And also noticing what I'm doing to myself, within myself, without knowing I'm doing it. And that is basically breaking the old trances, the creative force within us. Because if you honestly think about it, you have a child born in an environment and it's crazy. Whatever the craziness is, physical, emotional abuse, trauma, whatever. That divine peace that is inside this child takes this information, creates an understanding, and builds an ability to survive. And then they grow up, the environment has changed, but they're still living. in their past. And so if we can get people to say and understand the truth, now is real, yesterday is gone. And if you're using your yesterdays to distort today, you can change yesterday and create a new day today by changing your memories and changing your references. So spirituality, I believe that each and every one of us are a total reflection of wherever we came from. You know, whatever that is.